This hangout is on air and live, folks. This is Earl Teets, the Mountain Man. Welcome to Troy, Montana. Today we are sharing our hangout, The Price of Doing Business, a path to prosperity. And when you understand the price that you pay as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, it kind of helps you realize how to put together a path that will benefit you and your family's needs from a point of, can I afford to do this and how do I make it happen? A lot of people are great at showing you the paths that made them lots of money. But when it comes down to sharing with you, how much did it cost to bring those big profits in? What were the actions that you took? And can the average person afford those costs? Can the average person do those actions? Now, there's nothing wrong with targeting strictly the people that can do that, especially today with the age of the internet. But if you look at the true fundamentals, the fundamentals of what creates massive wealth are to be able to capitalize on trends and to be able to cater to the masses. So what I want to share with you is important because it's not me saying this. According to the financial experts, according to all the news that's being put out about the business world today, America, our population, 75% of the people in it are $600 to $1,000 away from complete financial wipeout. Now, that's not a good thing. So we need to find out what's working. What do we find out that's working? Well, according to the facts, what's working is entrepreneurship, not employment. When you look at 90% of America's wealth is held by 3% of its population, just 3%. Those 3% are entrepreneurs, folks. So recognize the fact that employment is a stepping stone to entrepreneurship. But what does entrepreneurship detail? I mean, today we see the age of the internet and amazing things happening. People say, oh, I've never been able to get paid on the internet before. I signed up with this company and I purchased my link and boom, I made $1,000 in my first week. Did they tell you how much money they spent to get started? Did they tell you how much money they got into the educational process that they're going to commit to? And think about this. Where are they going to find the people? So everything involves communication. So what happens in business? There's an ad spend. If you don't know people, you need to find people, and you don't want to go out and shake a bunch of hands face to face, belly to belly, which I've been taught that skill, made a lot of money doing it. But if you don't want to do those things, what does professional business owners do? Well, they advertise on Facebook. They use pay-per-click ads on Google. They use all kinds of things like solo ads. So there's an ad spend that they do. If you look at million-dollar car lots as brick-and-mortar businesses that own dealerships, they put ads in newspapers. They put ads on television. And those ads cost them hundreds to thousands of dollars on a weekly basis. I remember when I worked at a car lot in Spokane, Washington, and I saw the ad spend budget. At first, I thought, what? You gotta be kidding me. You're gonna spend that much money for one weekend? And I'm thinking, oh man, really? They were spending about $3,000 to $5,000 between the newspaper ad and the television ads to get people into the dealership to buy cars. And I'm thinking, for one weekend, $3,000 to $5,000 in ad spend. I can't believe they'd spend that for one weekend. But if they sell 10 vehicles over the weekend, which usually they averaged about 30 to 50 vehicles on a weekend, so do the math on 30 to 50 vehicles that bring in, say, an average of $20,000 a piece. So if that's 50 vehicles, that's 50 times $20,000. My gosh, can you see where that adds up? That generates an awful lot of money now, don't it? But see, I was looking at the expense of the ad. How could you afford to do an ad? Well, if you look at what they spent on the ad to bring in the business, here come the business, it wasn't that bad. But you got to ask yourself this question: how do we do that today? They use ads on Facebook, they use solo ads, they use different traffic sources, and they get people to click into their place of business, being websites or blog posts. So when you see these superheroes with no experience, never done it before, just get started with a brand new company and they're off and running, that's great. Look for the consistency weekly. Where's that consistency, and is that growth there? And when you see that there's a pattern there, find out, what are those actions? How much is the ad spend to get the business? How much is it to learn the copyright? Because if you're going to advertise what you have, you need to know who to advertise it to. What are those proper demographics? Because you could buy an ad and you could pay thousands of dollars for that ad, not get a single click to your website or blog post. Not one click. If you don't understand the copyright skill set to develop the ad properly and the education of the skill, what is that going to cost you as a business owner? How much money are you into it now? And we haven't even talked about your product or your service and how you're going to put it in front of somebody. So think about what I'm saying. So you go through this process, and of course they promise you that you don't have to talk to people. You got automated systems that are going to do everything for you. Let's go back to the fundamentals of cater to the masses, hang with the classes, right? Now, we all know that systems can generate leads, which are people. Where does money come from? It don't come from the banks. It don't come from business. Money comes from people. The more people you know, the more money you make. The more people you cater to, the more money you make. People spend money. So if you have what the people need, want, and desire, and you get it in front of them, you've got money. People, leads are people. And what do you need to do with people? Well, if you allow technology to communicate for you, understand there is an incubation period from the time they click into your website until they start making a purchase. This process takes weeks, even months. They're going to watch you for about 3 months. See if you'll stay consistent with what you have. They've got nothing better to do. So they're watching you. And what happens? They're watching to see if you're staying loyal to what you're doing. They're watching to see how you do what you do. And now they're going to watch you for another 3 months. And you just enter the position of no, right? Because all sales come from the point of know, like, and trust. Now, if you haven't spoke to these people and you're just dripping emails on these people, 3 months to find out that they might know who you are. Another 3 months to see if your psychology in your daily or weekly emails connects with them mentally to where they relate to you. And if that psychology don't connect with them, you can't enter that position of know, like, and trust, which is what? Where the sale happens. So think about what I'm saying. This is a process that all business owners have to go through in this field of entrepreneurship. So by the time you get to 3 months, 2 in a row, now we go to 9 months, right? Your third month out, you never spoke to them. You're relying on your emails to build you this. Recognize the psychology don't match up with everybody on your list because there's 4 different personality types of people. And you've got you as a personality that's being marketed with copyrighted emails that maybe you copied from somebody else's personality, but it's all geared towards one personality. So there's 3 different personalities that are not always going to agree. So think about what I'm saying. So the third month of the emails going out, if everything's consistent and you've got 1 out of 3 to stick from your list, now you enter that zone where the sales come pouring in a whole bunch at once and you look like a superstar. But you worked to get there. You spent a lot of money in ad spend to get there on a weekly, sometimes even a daily basis. You developed a skill set, and then you learned how to get the leads, which are people, and then those sales came to pass 9 months down the road. Now, if we recognize the fundamental basic of where the sale is made, we recognize that sale comes from a point of know, like, or trust. And the only way to get into a position of know, like, and trust with people, it means talking to people. That means communication directly. Profits best. So now let's show you how much faster that can go. Instead of taking 9 months to go from 0 to money, 9 months of ad spend, 9 months of learning copyright, 9 months of developing the ads just right, 9 months of your emails being perfect, why not just communicate with a person and learn that if you've got something that they want and you put it in front of them, chances are they're going to make a purchase. Who doesn't want more energy? Who doesn't want to feel better? Who doesn't want better sleep at night? Who doesn't want less pain throughout the day? Who doesn't want better focus? These are things that the masses are spending money on a daily basis. Who doesn't want optimum health? Now, when you turn on the television set and recognize the fact that the masses right now are spending $10 to $30 a day on prescription pills that are not cures, with side effects often worse what they're taking those pills for. Should they find a natural solution, less than $3 a day, and have the ability to save over $10 a day, that positions them to have over $300 or more in the monthly budget because they transferred their spending to an option side effect free with no secrets or surprises. Think about that. That's powerful. Is it going to happen every day? No, but this is where the masses are spending their money right now. So when you got a natural solution that we can't call a cure or make any claims up on, and we can put that in front of the masses, how do we do it? We got to go back to the basics. They're only going to buy from us if they know, like, and trust us. How do we get them to know, like, and trust us? Hey, try talking to them. There's text messaging, there's Facebook chat, there's LinkedIn chat. You can communicate with people. And when you start talking to them, you can get to know, like, and trust in 1 day to 3 weeks versus 9 months and a lot of ad spend and a lot of hope that your copyright for your ads and email communication, which is what your income depends on, you're putting a lot of eggs in that basket. And then when you look at the statistics, maybe 2 out of 1,000 get it right, because the learning curves are so different in each point of the how to do it pie, right? So if you've got a system that's already in play, that's backed with simplicity, backed with affordability, that gives you the ability to have the education to do what you need to do, communicate with people, and you can learn how to utilize the social networks from the comfort of your own home, connect with 25 people on a daily basis, to be able to connect with 5 of those 25 with a scheduled appointment to see a solution to a problem that they're facing. And then you follow up with 5 people a day. And when you do that on a daily basis, in less than 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, you have the ability to position yourself into a full-time income on part-time efforts. Millions of people around the globe have done this in just the last 3 to 5 years. Today, the technology is much more advanced. The odds are much more in your favor, but the key is in your communication. Old school and new school. That means we still talk to people, but we can utilize technology as well. Just new school, only high tech without high tech and high touch. You can only tackle part of that market. Is there a problem with that? No. There's many people that make a lot of money doing that. But if you want to cater to the masses, you want to hang with the classes, you got to have what they can afford. You got to have a process that they can follow and recognize that the price of doing business on a professional scale, all of this stuff I've shared with you is part of that process. So if you can't afford to have that kind of budget, at least $1,500 to $2,000 a month on a major scale to play business as a business professional, if you don't have that, the beauty of the affiliate marketing and network marketing industry is you can start somewhere. Put the work habits behind the actions, communicate with 5 people a day, 5 days a week, consistently, and within 90 days, doing this properly, many people with no prior experience have gone from 0 to $10,000 in monthly income. It's been done for over 40 years. So think about what I'm saying. When you have the skills of communication down, of how to serve people rather than sell people, how to put what they're looking for right in front of them, but instead of trying to cram it down their throat, oh, I need to make a sale or I can't feed my family, they're not drawn to that. What they're drawn to is, hey, if I could show you a way that you could get a little bit more sleep at night, have a little more energy when you wake up in the morning and not need that afternoon nap. If I could show you some information, take less than 20 minutes of your time, would you be open to seeing something like that? I mean, I hear you talking about these problems. If I could show you a solution that's working for many people, would you like to see that? Well, yeah, I would. Good. I don't know how to do the explaining. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I do have information that's working, and I want to put you in front of that. Would 3 o'clock this afternoon or 7 o'clock tonight be best? You schedule that appointment. Now, if you've gone through the ad spend, you've got the leads, you've got the people, you still need to do these communication things. So why not understand how to use technology to find the people for free, eliminate the ad spend, and work for your success? Many people do it. It takes discipline, it takes effort, but you're able to get yourself positioned in a place to where you can earn. What happens if your magic system that makes the phone calls for you? What happens if your magic system that's all put together crashes and burns? Where's your income at? Don't you deserve to understand the basic skill sets that it takes to do business? So if you've got all of that in your corner, which you do here, because if you think about what do we have at solutionswillprofit.com, we work with a company called O2 Worldwide. We work with a solution of these oxygen drops that allow a natural solution to a lot of problems that people face that we can't make cures about. This product is less than $2 a day. The back office that comes with this product, if you do it properly, you get the product, the back office, the education called the Art of Influence that teaches you how to communicate with people so you can psychologically tailor each email that you send your prospects based around their issues, not a blanket set of issues that people copy, paste, and post. But when you can treat people like they matter, when you can communicate with people, like help them to a solution to a problem that they're facing, they enjoy that process. And when they enjoy that process and it's real simple for you to practice, wouldn't that kind of discipline be worth your time? Wouldn't it be common sense that if you're practicing something that you're new at, you may not be very good at it at first, but as you continue to do it over and over again, like you did when you first tied your shoes, today you don't have to think about how you tie your shoes. What makes you think entrepreneurship is any different? At first, it looks a little complicated, but once you practice the right exercises to profits, we call them actions, you can enjoy this process. But you need to recognize how important it is to be able to serve people. Understand the price of doing business. So if you don't have the money for the big ad spend or the education to how to place the ads, wouldn't it make sense to learn how to communicate with people? Wouldn't it make sense to learn how to connect with at least 5 people a day or more? Now, I do this full time. So I try to connect with 10 people a day on Facebook, 5 people a day on LinkedIn, and another 5 people off of Craigslist resumes with a real email address and a real phone number in sales or customer service. And if they don't put their real info in there, they don't get a call from me. They're not really looking for opportunity that bad. But what do? I learned how to utilize those social networks to connect with an adequate amount of people, to make an adequate amount of sales daily, to be able to communicate with them properly, practice my skills to get better at them. The more I do it, the easier it gets. Now, when I want to make that workload lighter on myself, as I've exercised the basic fundamentals, now I've developed an income of around $2,000 to $3,000 a month. If I take that income and I take half of that and put that into the proper ad spend, under the proper training of copyright for the ad, and I can advertise to 10,000 to 50,000 to 100,000 to even 1 million people in one single day of how they can find a solution to what they're looking for, and I get 1% of that, that's a pretty good return for one day's work, isn't it? And I don't have to worry about all the money I'm leaving on the table because first I developed my skills of communication. So now that I'm spending all that ad money to get myself some leads, which leads are in reality are people. People. They're not just a number in the process. They're people. And when you treat them with respect, you treat them with honor, treat them with integrity, they're not going to go somewhere else. Because everywhere else, all they got is some guru dangling the magic secret under their nose. If they'll just pay enough money, they can have a little part of it. And if they jump through 50 hoops, they might get to learn the path. What if we could just show you the path? What if we could just walk you down that path? Are you willing to work for your success, understanding the fundamentals behind it? Okay? If you talk about going pro, all right? There's 7 fundamental skills in this one of the most sought after books for creating success. Talks about developing these skills. Talks about it's a process, it's expense, it's discipline, it's effort. It is not a magic cure. It's just a better way. And then you look at the fundamentals, where that come from. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, right? What does he talk about? Having a definite major purpose. And he breaks it down into 6 things that you got to do to know and understand that there is no such thing as something for nothing, that you are going to render a service or a product to another person. And by doing that over and over again, you're going to generate the results, which is the money. So when you take a look at what it means, do you have a roadmap? Do you have something affordable for the masses? Do you have something that you can lead with? If you just practice your habits every day, they'll begin to multiply. We have several other trainings available to you through our newsletters at solutionsofprofit.com. That subscribes you to our weekly newsletters. And there's a lot of them there that we can help you with. We have a radio show we do every day at 11 o'clock, Monday through Friday. And we might be moving that to 10:30 Monday through Friday. But we are going to make sure that you have everything you need, including live person help. We also got a call center that goes to work for us as well. So with the position that we have for you, everything you need is there. And if you feel you really need an over and above education, we have all that in the back office. You don't need to spend a fortune to earn one. But what you do have to do to earn a fortune is apply some daily discipline. Understand clearly there is no such thing as something for nothing. But what if we could show you a roadmap where you could honestly take 1 day a week, 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, and practice business along proven lines? Like McDonald's, if you want to own them, you got to do it their way. Well, what if you only had to practice 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, the proper way, and you can do anything you want the other hours throughout that day? But if you do it properly for 12 weeks, 90 days, at the end of that process, if that part-time effort's added up from all the commitment daily without making excuses, could equal $3,200 a month in residual income that could multiply from there, that would honestly be worth your efforts, realizing that you don't have to break any of God's laws or man's laws to make that happen. Just apply a little daily discipline with no excuses. Now, if you'll give a job 40 hours a week to make half that much money, why wouldn't you dedicate 1 hour a day properly, 5 days a week for the next 12 weeks, and position yourself to be able to have the skill sets to make all your dreams come true? It doesn't take years to get the fundamentals down. It takes weeks. It takes consistency of being able to break your comfort zone and do something new. When you first learned to tie your shoes, it was a little scary at first. Now you look at that process and laugh. Anybody can tie their shoes, right? Well, entrepreneurship's no different. Do you have the courage to break your comfort zone, put into play the right actions to profits daily? And when you do, you're going to see your dreams come true, because it's fun to do what you love. And when you can automate your skill sets, once you have put them into play and practice them enough to duplicate them, you're going to put yourself in a position to do some amazing things. The beauty is you've got a seasoned coach right here that'll work with you. We got a company, a product, a back office, everything you need to put yourself in a position to make some great things happen. Happiness, success always follows discipline. And that's what we practice, is the right discipline. I'm not here to point the finger at other businesses and tell you, oh, they aren't going to work. I'm here to show you that there is a price of doing business to the path of prosperity. And what I just shared with you is nothing less than the truth. And what we have for you is a path that will help you to work for your own success. Understand there's discipline daily behind it, and recognize that it's affordable. And that's what you deserve, isn't it? God bless you. Congratulations for taking the time to see a path that works. Come join us. Get to know us. Enjoy our newsletters, willprofit.com. It's time for you to see a path that works. May God bless you.